Hey, it's the coach here, and I have got some great news for you. Remember, for years, especially those of you that have been ShootSmarter.com folks from way back when I used to have, black hair. Yeah. Well, we would hope and pray for an sRGB accurate monitor that was less than $1,000. And finally, guess what? It's really here. If you're interested in getting really good color for video, which is very close to sRGB, by the way, American's NTSC standard is very, very close to the sRGB. And of course, laptops, particularly Macintosh laptops, as well as iPads, by the way, are sRGB in their color space. So are most iPhones. sRGB is the gamut, the color space that we pretty much work in. So even though there's much better color spaces out there, let's take a look at a monitor that will allow us to work off a desktop PC with great sRGB color, or like I do when I need an extra screen to plug into my laptop. Guess what? That's right. I plug in one of these guys here. Now, we've got really expensive monitors back in the print room, right? I mean, ones that pop up, self-calibrators, hot diggity dog. How about less than $700 for a monitor that gets a massive thumbs up from Crockett? This is the Eizo CS230. 23 inches. They now make a 24-inch version, but this is the 23. I've had it now for 4.5 months. I use it every day, and it is testing out to be terrific. Now, monitor profiling, right? Remember, anytime you get a monitor, you're going to have to profile it. Well, you also recall that for years and years and years, I'm an X-Rite kind of guy, right? I like the X-Rite Pro system for monitor profiling. I also like the Color Monkey for monitor profiling. Well, I never was a big fan of the Color Spider system for profiling. Well, this is a Color Spider that's custom made for Eizo, and it doesn't say Color Spider on it. It actually says Eizo on it. And it works really well with the free software called Color Navigator. Now, Color Navigator is a very powerful software. Don't think because it's free that it's no good. You got to buy the hardware, but the Color Navigator software is free. Now, depends on which version you have and if you're running a network or not running a network. But listen, I've got a Mac laptop. I want to edit some video. I want to work in Lightroom. I need more space. I want accurate color, right? The best thing I can do is pop on one of these CS230s, and I'm going to run the Color Navigator software. Take a look. Now, when it's brand new, it wants to have a target. See the targets here? You've got photo and printing and web design, and that's going to have a white point and a contrast and a brightness. Now, I need to actually make a little bit of a change because if you notice here, it's got the brightness at 100 candelas per square meter. Now, I like mine actually at 110, and that's what I have my laptops set to because remember, I work in a lot of different types of environments, and 110 seems to be where my eye works best. So I need to set this target here and change it to 110 instead of 100. So I'm going to click on Create New Target. I'm going to use an existing target. Click Next. And then I'm going to, of course, it's set at photography. That's great. And I'm going to hit Customize Target. There we go. Hit the next button. And the gamut is going to be monitor native, no problem. And here's the brightness. There you go. I'm going to slide that up to 110. That's really what I want. Now, my white point here in my studio actually is D50. 5,000K, not 5,500K. You know why? Those track lights that you see up there, those are Ico Solux, very special color balance. Those are gallery grade lights. Well, they're excellent color quality, but their color temperature only goes up to 5,000K. So what I do is I force my monitors down to 5,000K, which is very close to D50. So I'm also going to change this to D50. Going to hit the next button. I don't need to set the black level. It's just fine. All RGB, and let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and hit finish, and then next. And of course, look at that. It pops up a picture. Gotta love that, right? Okay, I'm going to tilt this screen back just a little bit. I'm going to throw the weight from my color navigator puck right over there. There we go. Hang on, let me move that over a little bit. There. Okay, be careful not to push too hard on that, right? Got to be careful with that. Then I'm going to hit proceed and let it go. Now, some people think you got to turn all the lights off in the room. Now, if you've got big sunlight blazing towards it, or you're trying to do it outside, they're right. That's when you get a hood, right? You can buy a hood from Eizo that'll fit over the top of this, and it'll shield it from any sort of viewing. Look at all these cool inputs. That's right. Look at, here's where you can put one computer in. Here's where you can put a second computer in. That way, from the front, you can control which computer you want to monitor. Or also, look here. Here's an HDMI in. That's terrific. So if you want to plug your TV into here too, you can switch between computer, TV. Life is great. We do have a room that is ultra super critical, and in fact, it is our printing station. Well, it has neutral white and gray walls. It has a black ceiling. It has lab-grade fluorescent tubes inside it, and it uses a monitor that's a couple notches above this one. Now, this is the lowest cost monitor that I recommend, and at less than $700 from colormall.com, hard to go wrong, right? Now, if you are working in the world of premium black and white, that's the only area that I've found that this monitor is going to give you a little bit of trouble. If you've noticed on some of my black and white, particularly some of my upper end prints, I am very particular about the tinting. In fact, I do split tinting. I like the shadow areas of my black and white to have a different color, a little more red, and I like the upper end of my black and whites to have a little more yellow in that warm tint that I do. That's called a split tint. Well, I want to be able to see all that. This monitor isn't made for that kind of precision. This monitor is made for everyday sRGB, go make money Joe Schmoes that you want to plug into the side of your laptop and have great accurate color. This is your go-to guy. Now, it's a pretty big screen. It's not super portable because it's kind of heavy. However, there is one thing that I didn't show you. Ready? This thing goes way up. I have it mounted way low to work on the desk, but watch. Whoop! Comes way up there. Sorry about the messy cords. If you're just shooting basic JPEGs that are going out to your lab, this is your guy. If you're shooting video and you want to see what great, accurate color video you have, this is what you want. This is inexpensive. It's fast to run the color profiling system. It's super easy. And of course, those of you that don't know, the brand name Eizo, that's the Mercedes-Benz, guys and girls. You'll see nothing but Eizo in the studio in here. It is top-notch stuff. So, take a look at the CS230 and the 240 when you want very affordable, excellent sRGB. But now if you're going to be moving into Adobe RGB and beyond in color spaces, if you're big into inkjet printing, this is not an Adobe RGB monitor. This is just sRGB, but good stuff. Love it. Big thumbs up from Crockett. We used to rate monitors on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the ideal monitor, and I happen to have one of the 10s in the back. This one here, especially for the price, this gets an 8.5 out of 10. Can you believe that? For what, $655? Go to colormall.com, give those folks a call, tell them Crockett sent you, tell them you want a great deal, or you're going to bite them right in the forehead. Thanks, folks. Coach here saying hybrid photography rocks, and so do you.